example, a YouTuber who shows their flaws, their warts, their pimples, everything, but please no hemorrhoids in 2025. We don't want to go that emotionally resonant. Just saying, show your scars, not your wounds. Today we're talking about emotional resonance. If we want our videos to perform better, we've got to make videos with something called emotional resonance. But here's the thing, I'm not going to give you a list of the 7 or 10 things to say to make sure that you've got emotional resonance in your videos, because that's not what you need. What you need to understand is the psychology behind why emotional resonance works on YouTube in 2025. And then the reasons why YouTube is going to be pushing this style of video hard this year and beyond. Make sure you watch this video to the end, because the last reason might just give you the ick. Is that a reason why people want to keep on watching videos, so that they get the ick at the end of a video? But aren't you curious about the ick? I know, you might think, why do I want to stay around to get some ick factor at the end? But trust me, you want to hear it. And then you decide for yourself if it's icky or not. First, what is emotional resonance and how is it different from authenticity? You need both of those things to build genuine connections, but they're both really different in the way that they manifest and impact us. Emotional resonance is the way something, whether that's a person, a story, a song, or an event, strikes a deep emotional chord within you. It resonates with your feelings or experiences or memories, creating a meaningful connection for you. It's when something clicks with your emotions and just really stirs something inside of you. You feel understood or moved. If you think about a song like Fix You by Coldplay, it's got themes of loss and hope and support. And a lot of people love that song because they can identify with having felt those feelings and been through those situations. Or if you've read the book or seen the movie A Fault in Our Stars, you may feel the emotional weight of the love story between the main characters, especially if you've experienced love or a deep love loss yourself. Think of a scene in a movie that made you cry or laugh or feel an intense sense of nostalgia. For example, in The Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith's character struggles. Hey Alex. Hey Darlene. Is Dad on his way back now too? Okay. Right. Go out here. All right. Dude, now we've got some traffic now. Okay. A personal example I can think of is I'm getting some YouTube coaching at the moment. Hello, Max, if you're watching. And I remember one day I was struggling with getting a new microphone hooked up and just working. And I was trying day after day after day. I needed to buy an extra thing, like the thing that you plug in to the computer that goes between your microphone, and the app just wasn't stable and the whole thing just wasn't really working. I was getting a lot of hissing coming through on my new fancy microphone, and I was sort of like having a bit of a moan to Max about it, and he was like giving me like a little bit of understanding, and then he was just saying, hey look, just forget about it, just revert to your phone and use Adobe Podcast AI just to fix up the sound. And I was saying to him, well, actually, I just really, really want to get this microphone working, blah, blah, blah. And he just kept on like trying to push me to like just frickin' get over it and get a solution. And at one point, I think I started hinting to him that maybe he couldn't really remember, being at the very beginning and just sort of trying to, just start off your new channel. And he was telling me that he did have a really big channel, had over 100,000 subscribers. He had his identity stolen, got his channel stolen, and that was one part of it. At one point, I asked him, where do you live? Because I noticed that he had an accent, and he said he lives in Kiev, in Ukraine. And at that point, I was just a little bit gutted with myself that I was just being a little bit of a spoilt brat, really, but suki lala about something that actually wasn't important, because I had other stuff. I'm the ultimate all the gear, no idea. That is a true story, and we know that you don't need to have all the gear, and in actual fact it can just hobble you, like I was going through when I was trying to get my tech working, and it just stopped me from making videos. And no one cares if you've got a basic microphone or if you can even fix up your audio. No one cares about the sound being 3% better, 5% better, if the sound is good enough. So that was a learning for me, and I was really very regretful and very ashamed of myself for behaving like that when He's someone who's working every single day, never had mentioned to me where he lives, and this would have been about 6 months ago when Kiev was getting attacked full on. So that definitely resonated emotionally with me. So that's an example. But yeah, a movie, a book, a person, a story that you hear, a song, anything really, anything that moves you is an example of emotional resonance. That's a term that we're going to hear a lot this year. And your girl's got you. Where did you hear it first? Exactly. Thank me later. Why does emotional resonance matter? It matters because it creates connection and empathy. It creates shared experiences, bringing people together. Oh my God, there's all these neighbours. Okay, oh my God. So what's authenticity again? Oh my God. Authenticity is me sitting out here with the dogs barking and all the neighbours having dinner just over the fence. Oh, I'm authentic. But I just want to be authentic sometimes with a little A, not a big A, like what's happening right now. It's not about pretending or conforming to outside pressures. It's just literally being who you really are. Some examples of authenticity. Right, so personal behaviour. This is where we are looking for people who are who they are in public is who they are in private. They express their, oh my God, it's so noisy out here. It's so noisy, I can't even believe it. They express their opinions honestly. They don't try and fit into a mould, and they don't change their reactions or their views just because of the crowd that they happen to be in at the time. They're not afraid to be vulnerable, and all of those things are example of someone who's embodying authenticity. And in terms of content creators, viewers resonate with that kind of authentic behaviour because they know it's real. Like people have got really, really good BS detectors. They know when someone's trying to put one over them or pretend to be someone that they're not. So authenticity seemed to be the really, really big thing in 2024. And I think that a lot of people have really got that nailed now. And we just need to layer the emotional resonance on top of that. And we can think about examples like artists who just are themselves. I think about people like Billie Eilish. I think about artists like Yayoi Kusama. They don't fit the mould of a lot of other group of artists necessarily. They are original and they are themselves, and they're not afraid to be themselves and to be vulnerable and just show the world who they are. She is just, gorgeous. Love her art. Love her whole who she is, actually. And she has unfortunately really suffered a lot because of just struggling to make the art that she needs to make. And of course there's lots of brands. That is obviously subjective, who you think is authentic or not authentic, but more now than ever in 2025 we are really seen behind the scenes, and I see a lot of these companies who show a lot of behind the scenes. I'm trying to think of the name of the company. I'll put it on the screen, and they roll the cameras a lot in their meetings and in their workrooms and at their workspaces, and they use that footage in their social media. And the cameras are rolling a lot, and people resonate with brands like that because trustworthiness is another huge factor in all of this. So I'm not going to go too much into trustworthiness because I think with authenticity, you are, just by its very nature, you are hopefully endearing some trust. But why does authenticity even matter anyway? It was such the buzzword, wasn't it, of 2024? It matters because it builds trust, allows for deeper, more meaningful relationships, and it also encourages vulnerability and self-acceptance. Let's have a quick look at the key differences. I believe we've got a really good handle now on authenticity. We've got that dialed in, and this year is going to be a lot more exploring emotional resonance and just how we can bring more of that into our content. Super quickly, here are some key differences. So emotional resonance, that focuses on connection, whereas authenticity is focusing on being true to yourself. So emotional resonance, connection, and authenticity is about yourself and focusing on being your true self, which I think we're pretty good at now. So it's almost like emotional resonance is felt and authenticity is done. Emotional resonance is about how something makes you feel. It stirs something in you. It's a response outside of yourself. Again, the example, a song or a movie that makes you feel something and reflect on your life experiences. Emotional resonance is also reactive. It depends on what is presented to you, and it's about feeling understood or emotionally affected. Authenticity is more about being who you are and how you present yourself to the world. It's about being true to your own values and identity regardless of outside influences. Example, a YouTuber who shows their flaws, their warts, their pimples, everything, but please no hemorrhoids in 2025. We don't want to go that emotionally resonant. Just saying, show your scars, not your wounds. And you're not trying to present this perfect picture of yourself, okay? Just no one wants that. That's for scary Instagram. If we wanted to be on scary Instagram, we would be hanging out over there, but we're not hanging out over there. We're hanging out over here where we can, just share authentically and tell stories and hear stories, learn from stories and grow. Grow. 25, we're here, we're doing it, baby. Authenticity is also active. It's about expressing your true self and staying consistent with your beliefs and values. We've got that. Emotional resonance happens to you. It's about how something makes you feel in a moment, like the way I feel when I hear all the cars driving past, and I wonder, am I going to be able to just slightly pull that back? We live in hope. So yeah, emotional resonance, whether it's through art or conversations or experiences. Okay? It happens to you. And authenticity is a choice. It's a choice you make to align your thoughts and beliefs and actions and words with who you are. And it's a continuous practice. It's not just something that you feel in the moment. You either have it or you don't have it. And like I say, especially in our over 40 niche, I think people have got it pretty dialed in, the whole being authentic. And yeah, but just, again, no hemorrhoids this year. Nobody, I don't want to see that. That's just more than any of us need. Second, the psychology behind why emotional resonance works on YouTube in 2025 is because we choose what we watch based on these age-old desires. So that's 4 things. We want to feel connected, informed, entertained, or relaxed, or any combination of those. But we also want quality, because if we perceive quality, then it makes us feel like the time that we spent watching that video was time well spent and not wasted. We're not here to waste our time. Are you here to waste your time? No time wasters, no tie kickers in 2025. Oh my God, all this mess on me. All right, okay. Speaking of quality, we've got technical quality to consider, and with all of the gear that we are using and that we can use up to this point in time, we've kind of got that area covered. Now we can produce content that is as good as big production style content. We can access apps, really world-class apps, and audio, and with all the gear that we're filming on and all of the editing tools and the AI that we have access to, we have got the technical game sussed more than ever before, and we can compete with the big box filming production companies. We've got access to gear. It's like when the iPhone first came out, and I remember having a conversation with someone, and we were saying, we can all buy the same phone that Steve Jobs is carrying around in his pocket. Now, not saying that that's any kind of big aspiration, just merely making the point that technology has become more and more available for people to buy. I don't want to say accessible, because obviously technology isn't accessible to everybody, but I feel like it should be accessible to everybody, but it's on the market and it's available to buy. So I feel like we've got the technical thing sussed. And we know that technical excellence helps sell the story, but only if the story is worth telling. It's got to be a story worth telling, or why would we tell it? And the stories that we are wanting to be told or to hear have usually got human connection at their core, or pets and human connection. Yeah, that's a winner. Always will be. Never go out of fashion. Pets and people. Also, while quantifying human engagement isn't easy, Google did a brain imaging study. of 100 people, as well as surveys, interviews, and literature reviews. And that highlighted the special bond that content creators have with their audience. And super importantly, remember this for later, why this relationship makes their content so very valuable to YouTube and Google, because, parent-child relationship. In terms of high quality content, the survey respondents' top 5 quality markers are these. And this is among 35 plus year olds in ranking order from biggest importance to least importance. Okay, right. So we are keeping it authentic over here, people, just while we have a lot of noise going on in the neighbourhood. But that's okay. That's okay. We are grown-ups and I've got big girl pants on, like really big. If you know, you know. Okay, here they are. Top 5 quality markers among 35 plus year olds. That's us. Okay, number 1. This is in highest ranking order. These 5 things are all emotive, by the way. The 18 to 34 year olds. The first one was technical, which was, just technical requirement. And the last 4 were emotive. For us older, wiser heads, yeah, right. Number 1, and there's all emotive, means something to me personally. So that's the highest ranking marker, quality marker amongst our age group. Number 1, means something to me personally. Number 2, teaches me something new. Number 3, is relevant to my interests. Number 4, captures my attention throughout. Number 5, provides accurate or trustworthy information. So we've got number 1, means something to me personally, teaches me something new, is relevant to my interests, captures my attention throughout, and provides accurate or trustworthy information. And when we look at what makes people share content, it has to be emotional. The others are things about sex, funny, inflammatory. No, all of those are not the things about sex. These are 3 separate things. Number 1, things about sex. Number 2, funny. Number 3, inflammatory. Number 4, prolific. Number 5, strange or weird or odd. Number 6, aspirational. And number 7, element of danger. So we tend to share things that emotionally grip us. Think about the kinds of things that you've shared. And for example, on Instagram, are really, really trying to milk the whole sharing content in the DMs now. They're onto us. They know that while we might not necessarily be liking an engagement on the sly in the DMs, we are sharing with people that, and when we share something funny, we feel like it reflects something about ourselves as well, don't we? Like, if it's clever funny, then, well, if I've shared that with you, I must be clever funny. Or, we tend to, agree with it or just find it super ridiculous, or it's sharing our sense of humour or worldview, if you like. And content is essentially the social landscape of people sharing emotions, isn't it? But I want you to remember this phrase, emotionally led content. ELC, emotionally led content. Remember that. Because you may want to have that as one of your pillars of content. So pillars of content, remember, is like main categories or themes, and you might have, like I like to think of all the little buildings, like a little bar graph, and they're all called something. Like, for example, one of them could be emotionally led content, the next one could be tutorials or how-tos, another one could be vlogs, another one could be life in general updates, another one could be YouTube updates, just anything. Any of these things can be content pillars. And I have not got into doing that as much on my channel just yet, but I did see Alexa Saranoya's video the other day where I thought she was very, very clever, the way she just sort of sat there and like took us through it all and kind of did all the thing and the thing and the thing. She is extremely clever, isn't she? So that's something that I guess in time, probably should be soon, that I will look to do that. But viewers don't, but we don't really care about that when we're watching. But anyway, that is the psychology behind why emotional resonance, but that is the psychology behind why emotional resonance is probably going to be one of YouTube's words of the year, along with AI content creation, of course, and we've got authenticity sitting behind all of that. So obviously you can't have emotional resonance without authenticity, can you? Okay. Now, here are the reasons that YouTube is going to show love, great big parental love, to creators who have got a lot of emotional resonance sprinkled throughout their content, just all over their videos, just everywhere. That just connects with viewers. So they did this huge big study and made the report Why We Watch 2.0, old school. We're printing it out. Why We Watch 2.0, Beyond the Frame, How Viewers Perceive Content Quality. So they have done a very, very big study, and the message is clear that viewers want more now. They want stories that capture their attention, make them laugh, relate to their lived experiences, and just simply move them. We want to be moved, people. It's 2025 and we want to be moved. Are you ready to be moved? I hope this is moving you. I do. I really do. If it's moving you, you know what to do. Okay, that was a bit lame. One celebrity that I could think of that has carved out her own niche, or let's face it, probably genre, is Celeste Barber. Do you know Celeste Barber, the Australian comedian? She has now developed a very big, successful business for herself and just around her whole brand. But she's someone who is authentic. Man, she started being authentic when she started. Has that girl ever not been authentic? That's my question to you. Come on, the Australian girls, Dora, Karen, tell me, has Celeste Barber, can you ever remember a time if Celeste Barber was not authentic and did not make content that emotionally resonated with you? The day I discovered that woman was the day that the triple rainbow came out in the sky. Forget the double rainbow, triple rainbow. Yeah, so you just let me know. And if you're not Australian, have you heard of Celeste Barber? If you haven't heard of Celeste Barber, where have you been? Go and look for her after my video. Not during my video, after my video. And so, yeah, more people are going to be drawn to content like that. Viewers on YouTube apparently are the most open to ads out of all of the platform types that they studied in the study. As long as, though, the ads were interesting, related to the content being watched. We do not want car grooming videos on our, just on our non-car content. But the ads have to be interesting, related to the content that's been watched, personally relevant, and supportive. I found that super fascinating. Supportive of either a favourite creator or a cause. And did you know that viewers on YouTube are more likely than any other platform to watch the ads? Did you know that? Do you ever watch any of the ads? They're actually saying they don't mind the ads more than on not only any other social media, but also on traditional media. Here's a comment from a male 25 to 34. Can you relate to this? Do you think the same? Most of the time, ads on YouTube don't really bother me at all. With some creators, I'll watch the ads because I want them to get the revenue and because I really appreciate the effort and time they put into their content. And I've seen comments like that. Have you seen comments like that? Have you written comments like that? And the more we feel, the more we remember. Google discovered that authentic content literally lights up our brains. It not only lights up our day or our night, but our brains. But only if it sparks emotion and feels relevant. Combine both of those and you've got memorable content, baby. Memorable content versus forgettable content. Samey stuff. Pulling all of this together now, before it gets dark. 1, the psychology behind why emotional resonance works on YouTube in 2025 and beyond. It ain't going anywhere. And number 2, the reasons why YouTube is going to be pushing these types of videos hard this year and beyond, is that when viewers watch content that they find technically good and also that makes them feel something that resonates with them emotionally, is relevant, that's a winning combination. So I've already alluded to it, but this is the story that we've been waiting to get to at the end of the video. And that is, and we're talking about Google study, was over 100 people from UK and Germany. And they found that the brain literally lights up when we view authentic content that sparks emotion and feels relevant. The brain's lighting up. I don't think that's any surprise to us, is it? But here's the wee kicker. Advertisers want to speak to consumers when they are in the state of being the most receptive. So we've got the brain lighting up when we view authentic content that makes us feel emotional and it's relevant to our lives. And advertisers and marketers want to speak to us when we are in the state of being the most receptive to their product. And remember when I said that YouTube has got the most engaged viewers than any other platform? And when we're feeling giddy with all of the goodness hormones and brain activity, this matters to advertisers because it's the content and the ads that we remember watching that have the best chance of influencing our future behavior. The more we feel, the more we remember. And this matters to YouTube because the more we feel, the more goods get shipped. And the more goods that get shipped, the more money that gets shipped into Google's bank account. Tell me, does that give you the ick factor? Was that worth waiting till the end of the video to watch? Do you feel ick about that, or do you feel like there is some benefits for the creators out of all of this kind of like woo-woo juju stuff deeply into our brains? Okay, let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching. Now go back.